The Bible's core message, made clear. Welcome to the Bible Point. Are we truly blessed people, or are we living unaware of the blessings we have already received? In Ephesians chapter 1, Paul calmly and thoroughly explains the immense blessings that he and the saints in Ephesus have received from God. The blessings he speaks of are not the worldly blessings we commonly imagine. Paul refers to them as every spiritual blessing in the heavenly realms. He then proceeds to outline these blessings in 7 distinct points. First, it is the blessing of election. This means that God chose to save us before the foundation of the world. Without this election, human life would have lacked direction from the very beginning. But those who are chosen will ultimately enter God's kingdom. Therefore, for the saints, the very fact of being born is already a blessing. Second is the blessing of predestination. God did not begin history without a plan. Humanity's fall, redemption through Christ, and the completion of God's kingdom are all within His sovereign plan. And the fact that we are included in this grand design is itself a great blessing. Third is the blessing of sonship. God has made us not slaves, but children. Even on earth, the children of the powerful live with confidence and security. How much more reason do we have to live boldly rather than in fear, having become children of God, the King of the entire universe? Fourth is the blessing of the forgiveness of sins. For us to live in fellowship with a holy God, the problem of sin had to be resolved. That is why Jesus Christ shed His blood on the cross. Through that precious blood, our past, present, and future sins are forgiven, enabling us to live a life that walks with God. Fifth is the blessing of wisdom and understanding. God enables His children to comprehend how He governs this world and to understand His divine plan. No matter how profound worldly knowledge may be, if it fails to grasp God's purpose of uniting all things through Jesus Christ, such knowledge ultimately loses its direction. Sixth is the blessing of inheritance. God regards us as His precious inheritance. His ultimate goal is to gather mature believers to establish His kingdom. Therefore, God patiently waits for us to grow in faith and character until we reach the full stature of Christ. To live as people whom God anticipates and watches over, this alone makes us truly blessed. Finally, there is the blessing of the seal of the Holy Spirit. God has given us the Holy Spirit as a seal, confirming beyond doubt that we belong to Him. The Holy Spirit is the guarantee of our future inheritance in God's kingdom. These are what Paul calls every spiritual blessing in the heavenly realms. Once we come to know these blessings, worldly blessings no longer seem decisive. No amount of wealth can compare with them, for without these heavenly spiritual blessings, we cannot ultimately enter God's kingdom. Therefore, having received this incomparable grace, we are already sufficiently, indeed, abundantly, blessed.